Every brand has a story, but how do you make sure that story's heard? In a world where everything fights for attention, your press release is your first impression. You have one shot to grab the media's attention. But how do you write your press release that not only gets noticed, but stands out? Today we're going to go ahead and exactly show you how to write a press release that commands attention. Not just another piece of content, but the headline people are talking about. Most press releases are doomed before they even get opened. Every journalist gets hundreds of press releases a day. Most are poorly written, overly promotional, or lacking real news value. So your press release gets ignored, buried under a pile of press releases, forgotten in an inbox. But some do get noticed because of the headline. There is one that explodes into the media, that sparks conversations, that makes brand go from unknown to recognized overnight. So what makes the difference? The secret lies in your first sentence, your hook, and your storytelling. Your press release becomes your weapon. But if you don't use it right, it's just another waste of time and space. You've got seconds to grab journalist attention. And if you do not, your story gets lost. Let's break it down. Here's how you can write your press release that gets noticed. We're deep diving into the strategy step by step. The headline is everything. It's your first impression. And if it doesn't hook them, they won't read any further. It needs to be compelling, urgent, and most important, relevant to your audience. Here's a tip. Your headline should answer the question, why should they care? Make it so intriguing that they can't resist to open it. Here's an example. XYZ Startups raises $10 million aimed to revolutionize healthcare industry. Now that makes you want to know more, doesn't it? It's clear, it's specific, and it's newsworthy. It touches a big topic, healthcare. A promise, something that it's going to make a difference. That's where after your lead paragraph. You've got one shot to get your story across. Get straight to the point. Who, what, when, where, and why. Do not bury the lead. Journalists do not have time to dig for the story. You have just to hand it to them on a platter. Here's an example of how that would look like. XYZ startup based in Silicon Valley has raised $10 million in seed funding to advance in its innovative healthcare technology. The funding round was led by ABC Capital, and it will support the company's expansion into the global market. This tells you everything in one sentence. Do not overcomplicate it. It's the first paragraph. If it doesn't hook them, they'll move on. Step number 3, the body. Build your story. Now that you've grabbed their attention, it's time to build a narrative. This is where you provide details, quotes, and context. Use the second paragraph to add more in-depth, explain why this is newsworthy, who's behind the story, and how it impacts the target audience. Include quotes and key stakeholders. This adds credibility and humanizing the story for the intents. If it's a startup, have the CEO participate on the founding run. Example, we're thrilled to secure this funding round, said Jane Jode, CEO of XYZ Company. This capital will help us expand our reach and bring our solution to a broad audience, ultimately transforming the healthcare industry. Now, here's where the magic happens. The hook. This is where you get yourself apart. Journalists have seen hundreds of press releases, but if you don't have a strong hook, you're just another piece of noise. The hook is why they should care, why they need to pay attention now. It's about timing, relevance, and impact. Step number 4, adding your hook. This is where you highlight what's different, whether it's an innovation behind your product, a partnership, or a breaking development in your industry. Give them a reason to pause. Here's an example. XYZ is the first healthcare startup to use blockchain for securing patients' data management, a move that could revolutionize how patients' information is stored and shared globally. All right, sounds good. So let's go ahead and recap. Here's the step-by-step guide on how to write a perfect press release. Number 1, compelling headline. Number 2, straight to the point of your lead. 3, build the story. 4, the hook. And 5, call to action. Newswire Jet. Get published. Get seen.